Yo, what's going on YouTube? Nassif here from Click, and today I'm going to be doing the full review of the BlackBerry Priv. Now I've had this phone, I'd say about a month and a half, not 100% sure. Yeah, but I've been using it on and off for that month and a half, and I've got my final thoughts and my final impressions, and at the end of the video I'll give you my verdict on, is it worth buying? Is it worth spending that $400 Canadian? You can get it in the States, I think, for $299 or something. So is it worth spending that money on a BlackBerry Priv, a device that's 2 years old now? Or are you better off spending more money and getting a Key 1 or a DTEC 60 or something? So this will just be my full thoughts, and it'll be the usual. So I'll have my thoughts on the screen, the build, the speakers, cameras, battery life, OS, and just kind of get into it from there. So obviously the selling point of the BlackBerry is the keyboard, and I gotta tell you guys, like, just using the keyboard is awesome. And then, you know, there's that software glitch there. I gotta tell you, the keyboard itself, the hardware, like, I don't know, I feel like the button clicks and everything is just so crisp and clean. You're pushing, it doesn't require so much effort to click in, but it's not so bad, right? So we type in my name, like if we say, let's delete out, say, hey guys, how's it going? Like, I just find personally, and I know I watched Floss's review or impressions of the Key 1, and he's more used to virtual, you know, keyboards, but for me, I don't know, like, I find the physical keyboard itself, like, being able to type and click those buttons makes all the difference for me. I find I'm like, I'd say 1.5 to 2 times faster typing on a physical keyboard than I am typing on the virtual screen. And again, I know on the Key 1 you can have both at the same time, but I think that's kind of redundant. And that's why I'll get into it after. We'll just continue on with the review. But anyway, so the keyboard is great. The build, well, now that we're talking about the keyboard, we may as well talk about the build. So the build on the phone, as you guys know, it's got that like plasticky, rubbery back. And it looks great. It feels good in the hand. It's, you know, solid phone. I just wish it was made of metal. You know, at this price point, $400, you could easily get a phone. Oh, we got a comment here from some. So it's easy. I think it's better to have a metal back on the phone. But I guess, you know, they went with the grippy texture. It looks a little bit more classy, I guess, in the metal. It looks a little bit less conventional, I'd say, than a typical smartphone. And I guess you gotta also realize that this is more of a business-oriented phone. It's not meant for, you know, heavy usage and, you know, playing video games and watching YouTube and all that stuff. It does all that because it's running Android, but it's not like built for that. And what it is built for, I mean, it's great. I mean, it looks classy. This, when you're wearing a suit or if you're in a tux or something, it'll match really well. And if you got a smartwatch or something, you're straight up balling. So I'm just gonna clear these notifications there. The software, guys, I don't know. Like, I've had hit and miss where some days it runs like lightning smooth. It's like amazing, and I have no issues with it. And then some days, like you guys saw while I was in the Google search, it's just so laggy. And again, I know I watched Floss's impressions of the Key 1, and it's got the same problem on there. It is a Snapdragon 808, so it is an old processor, and it isn't the best of Snapdragon processors. But still, I think with, you know, tech being the way it is and technology and all that stuff, they could easily optimize that with software updates. But I find with the software updates, it's only I'm getting another notification there. It's only just security patches and all that stuff. They're not kind of fixing any bugs that are very evident when you're using the BlackBerry. I just find it's a little bit slow sometimes, but then other times it's really quick. So the software, I would say, is inconsistent. And if I had to give it a scale of 0 to 10, it's about a 6.5 to a 7 right now. I will say, though, that the software features like BlackBerry Hub and BlackBerry services, whatever the stuff in there, I use those, like, I'd say those are my favorite part. Like, if I go into my hub, obviously I can't show you guys my hub, I'm going to put everyone on blast. But, like, there's so many different things that you could put in here. Text notifications, Instagram. I've got Instagram, WhatsApp, which doesn't work anymore, which I'll have a video out in a minute. I've got emails, I've got Facebook, Twitter. All my notifications come into this one area, and it's awesome, and it's so much more organized than the notification drop down for normal Android phones. So I'd say the BlackBerry Hub and BlackBerry services are on point. They're fantastic. The cameras on the phone, they're alright. I mean, they're hit and miss. The camera lens is plastic, and I think I do have a small scratch or a smudge on there. But the cameras are average. I don't really, I'm not going to show you any pictures. I don't have any on here right now. But just screwing around with it, taking pictures of the cars and stuff, it's just average. It's nothing special. I know it's got like a crazy megapixel count, like 18 or something. Yeah, it's 18 on the back there. But it's not the best photos in the world. I'll take a quick snap here of the mess that's on my desk. Just give me 1 second. Autofocus taking forever as usual. And I'll show you guys the picture over here. So I mean, it's not the best lighting, but it's definitely not up to par with, you know, if I took a picture with the iPhone 6. Like, look at the Nissan over here. It's so pixely and grainy. Everything just almost seems like it's out of focus, but it's not really. And I'll show you how long it takes to put stuff into focus here. Not in focus still. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, it's just not the best camera in the world. If I put the knife there, it's focused. If I take a picture of it, see the delay there. It's again, it's not the best camera in the world, but not the best camera software in the world. But it is what it is. What can you do? Again, the hardware is hardware. You can't change it going forward. So if that's something important to you, then the phone is not for you. What else do I want to talk about? The speaker is my thoughts on the speaker are the same as before. It's great for front-facing audio and whatnot. It's not the best sounding speaker, but it's loud and it gets the job done, and it's better than downward firing or backfiring. I do wish that they could have put a speaker in the grill up here, but you know, what can you do? The charging times and battery life. Now, the battery life is average on this phone. I get anywhere between 3 to 5 hours of screen on time, and that's with just normal use, auto brightness. The brightness slider is usually in the middle, and I'm just doing my thing daily. Most of my days, like, let's say I'm at work 9 to 5. 9 to 5, my phone's on silent or sleep all day because it's just so busy I don't have time to check my phone. So you're talking 8 hours there on standby. And this phone, I don't know, I find the standby times aren't the best. So I'll leave home obviously at 100% and I'll come home at around 70. It's like, where did I lose 30% during the day over 8 hours? Whereas if I'm using like my iPhone or something, I'll come home with about 90% or high 80s at least. So standby, again, that's something software feature that needs to be fixed. Charge times are great. It charges up pretty quick. It's got quick charge 2.0, I believe. But again, not going to compete with OnePlus's dash charge and whatnot. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's still going to get you, you know, a full day's use, whether you're a light user or a heavy user. But you won't get 2 days, so you do got to charge it every night. It does have wireless charging, which I didn't know until I got the phone. So it does charge on the fast charge wireless dock I have over there, and that's great. The screen is awesome as well. Again, you guys know it's a 2K AMOLED display, curved edges on both sides. Not the biggest curve in the world, but just enough so that it feels nice when you're swiping across the screens and whatnot. I keep getting comments, man, from people on YouTube. So overall, guys, I think I covered everything. If you guys want to kind of get more, I guess, more in-depth, like, impressions and whatnot, just leave a comment down below because I don't want to bore you guys too much. I had the impressions video. I was pretty in-depth with the impressions video itself. Now the final review, I've kind of got my final thoughts on it. I think I talked about everything. I got the speaker, camera, screen, builds, software, keyboard, obviously. So I think I've nailed all of the important parts that someone would look at when they're buying this device. Again, if you have any questions or any comments or anything, leave them in the comments down below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So now the thing that comes to is, do you buy it? And that's a very hard question to answer depending on what type of Android user you are. Like for me personally, I use my Androids for daily driving. I'm pretty heavy user. I'd say moderate to heavy user. I'm not like crazy, you know, social media beast where I'm like on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube all day 24/7. I'm on a lot of the time. So I'd say I'm a high usage but not beast mode usage. So for what the phone is, I mean, I would recommend it. I actually did recommend it to a couple of people personally because they have one person had the classic, one person had a Q10, and I said get the Priv because you're getting the benefits of Android. You're still getting a very secure device. You're getting the keyboard, which you can tuck away or use depending on whether you want to or not. So overall, I'd say if you're gonna spend $400, it is a little bit steep to be honest for what you're getting, but you got to keep in mind you're getting an awesome phone with great keyboard, great screen, and you get updates every month, which is big for me, but not so much for other people. But it is what it is. So again, do I recommend it? Yeah, I do. I'm getting some more text here. I definitely do recommend the device for $400. Maybe not so much. I'd say, you know, $350, $320, that kind of ballpark range. But it is what it is. You're not going to get it for that price for another year probably. So if you're going to get it, enjoy it. It is what it is. $50 over the course of you know, the average person uses their phone for 2 years. $50 over 2 years is $25 a year. Not a big deal. So it is what it is. Just go for it. Enjoy the phone, enjoy the keyboard, and enjoy BlackBerry, because BlackBerry rocks. And if you guys haven't checked out my BlackBerry rocks video, if I remember, I'll leave a link in the description. If not, just go on the channel, it'll be there. A lot of people are enjoying that video. So anyways, guys, I wanted to keep this relatively short. I think I did a decent job at it. 10 minutes isn't so bad. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Those are my final thoughts, my reviews and impressions on the BlackBerry Priv. If you guys have any other tests or anything you want me to do, any other features and stuff you want me to check out, or stuff that I missed, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be more than happy to make another video for you guys and cover all this stuff if you need it. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.